Hey, yo. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys are having a beautiful night. It's 12:11 a.m. Today is July the 20th, technically. Okay, I know y'all can't see me. I gotta flip the screen, so give me a second. Okay. It's so weird. So I pretty much got to talk from this angle. I don't really like that though. Can y'all hear me clearly? Can y'all see me clearly? All right, y'all. So we are back. We are back with the beautiful missing Naziah Harris. Okay. I just wanted to touch bases with my collective regarding Naziah. Okay. I haven't covered Naziah too much lately. And it's just been on my heart to talk about or bring more awareness to this case. Okay, being as though we have covered a lot of Naziah. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so Miss Sexy Ray, I see you in the chat. Hey Tay. Hey Kuwana. Hey Q. And who else we got in the chat? Malika. Hey Malika. And Kevin. Okay. So yes, y'all, today we want to just talk about Naziah, continue to bring awareness to Naziah, and really dive deep and I guess just have a discussion about her and her mysterious disappearance. Well, we know it really wasn't a mystery, but they want us to believe that it was a mystery that Naziah came up missing. Okay. And that it was solely Jarvis who did it. Okay. Nicole, hey Nicole, I see you in the chat too. So yes, y'all, this is basically a community investigation. And if there's anything that you guys want to discuss, and particularly regarding Naziah, and any information that we want to exchange and share with one another that is valuable to the case itself, okay, that's valuable and relevant to the actual case of Naziah, okay? Obviously, knowing more about her family dynamic and the sinister shit that they have going on within their family dynamic and the depth of which they would go for money, apparently, is very important. What was actually taking place in the family dynamic in a household with Naziah, very important. Okay. But for those that are into more of the conspiracy theory side of things, which I don't believe in conspiracy theory if it's been proven factual and truth. Okay. But a lot of us are into the whole concept of tunnels and children being abducted and sent away through these underground tunnels, never to be seen again. But there was also a case that I was reading on where there was a young lady who went missing who was found in Detroit. Matter of fact, I think I played the video on one of my lives when I was talking about Naziah before. So it's a strong possibility. You know what? I'm not even going to say that because that's just my philosophy, right? I'm going to make sure y'all still can hear me because I had to plug my headphones in. Give me another yes, somebody, if you still can hear my audio clearly first before I keep talking. See, okay, can y'all hear me? Okay, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. All right. Well, shit, I forgot my train of thought. Well, basically, okay. My philosophy is that if they don't have the proof to prove the concrete proof, cold proof, hey, Rebecca, that Naziah is indeed unalive, there's a strong possibility that Jarvis will not be charged for what they're trying to pin on him, right? Now, it also could be a possibility. Oh, you're on a different device. This is Mary. So Kevin is Mary. Hey, Mary. Okay. So, okay, y'all. Let me get my thoughts. Let me get my thoughts together. There's a whole lot to talk about with Naziah. It's a whole lot to cover with Naziah's case. It's a whole lot to think about and consider. It's a lot of games being played with Naziah's case, which is one of the reasons why I chose to fall back a little for some time, because of the constant spinning of narratives around Naziah's case. You don't know who's working with who's speaking with who, who is really involved. Okay. Obviously, we know that Shannon is a strong possibility that her aunt Shannon was definitely involved with her disappearance. Okay. The aunt Marquita could have been as well. The grandmammy. Okay, so this is the secret society part of it that I feel like definitely needs to constantly be brought up when it comes to us discussing Naziah Harris and all of these children, because I don't believe in coincidence. So if there are no coincidences, then that means somebody knew exactly where Naziah was, exactly what happened to Naziah, and exactly where Naziah is right now. And the fact that, the aunt Shannon wants to play stupid like she didn't know. I strongly believe that Naziah went home after school. I believe she went home. I believe they knew she was pregnant. Okay. They knew she was pregnant. I believe that they may wanted to get rid of the baby. Obviously, it was a search on Jarvis's phone about wanting to get rid of the baby or how to get rid of a child. Okay. There's a strong possibility that Shannon lost her shit and possibly physically assaulted Naziah to the point of unaliving, or She could be in another city or state. If they don't have concrete evidence proving that she's indeed not here with us anymore, then there's a strong possibility that she could be trafficked. And maybe it's not as mysterious as we think. Or maybe it's not as mysterious as they want the public to believe. There are a lot of things throughout this case and covering this case that didn't align, that didn't make any sense. A lot of contradictions within this case. Hey, Talina. Kuwana says, I'm not going to be in the chat too much, y'all, but she's listening. She's picking and cutting up collard greens for tomorrow. Okay. I made sure that I made a big dinner today, so I will be good for the next couple of days. I made me a good old dinner today, but me and my kids. Okay, but I just really feel like, okay, like even with King and him acting like he didn't know Naziah, the sister of Jarvis acting like she didn't know Naziah, Shannon acting like she didn't know where Naziah was. It's almost like I really want to pull up some of these clips. Like, seriously. When they was on the news, no emotion. When they are on the stand, no emotion. Not reacting in a way that a normal person will react when their loved one is missing. The fact that they knew for 12 years that Jarvis was indeed a pedo. They knew why he was in prison. He constantly getting new cases open. Clearly, he got another case. Somebody, hold on. Okay. I'm back. Let me pull up this article. I did post it to the community chat, though, the community board or whatever you call it, the community post where there's a new case against Jarvis. Now, as far as, do anybody know if the lady who came forward saying that 20 years ago Jarvis sexually assaulted her and basically kidnapped her, is she filing any charges against Jarvis? Do anybody know that? I don't know in particular because I haven't kept up anymore with her story since I've last heard about it or streamed about it back then. What is her name? Somebody drop her name in the chat if you know her name. Oh, Kevin says she didn't say. Okay. Well, you would think that she would, being as though she know that he's on trial for the same thing that she experienced. The statute of limitations, I think she should still be within that time, right? 20, is it 20 years or no? JoJo, right. Okay. Right. Right. Mary, my bad. I was so used to just reading the names I see. Mary. Okay. Right. Okay. So Dolores says she still could be in the statute of limitations. Hold on, y'all. All righty. My bad, Mary. My bad. Talina says she said they won't contact her back. Oh, she reached out to the detectives. Then maybe she needs to take further action. Maybe get an attorney. Maybe, do something else if that's not working. Because if it happened to her like she said it did, she deserved justice. Definitely. She definitely deserved justice. And I hope more people continue to come out and speak and seek justice, because I do believe that Jarvis is connected to a human trafficking system. I do. A human trafficking, child trafficking operation. So hopefully she does take further legal actions and not just give up there. You know? But let me pull up this article too while I'm at it. Hold on a second. Yeah. It's just a mess. What is breaking down? Okay, that's from September. Serial rapist. That's not the article I was looking for. Court reveals disturbing. What happened to the damn article? Okay, let me type in a new. Hold on, y'all. Okay, this might be the one. Says murder suspect in Isaiah Harris's case facing unrelated sexual charges. Uh, um, Says Jarvis Butts facing 2 new charges in connection to 2013 sexual assault case. It says the man accused of murdering and sexually assaulting Isaiah Harris is facing new charges. His expected trial allegedly. And then they moving these court dates around too, I hear. When is the next court date? Somebody drop that in the chat if you know. Because we were under the impression that the next court date was October. I've heard that there's a court date coming up in August in regards to Naziah Harris case, correct? So he's now being accused of sexually assaulting the victim at a home in Allen Park in 2013. He has been charged with first degree criminal sexual conduct and third degree criminal sexual conduct. He was arraigned on June 30th and given a $500,000 bond. He is expected to appear in court for these new charges on July 7th. It says the trial in the murder of Naziah is scheduled to begin August 1st. August 1st. Okay. Yep, I was just looking at that, Kuana. Yeah, you say, but that's for new charges. Well, okay. You saying it's for the new charge. It says he is expected to appear in court for the new charges July 7th. But it says the trial for Naziah begins August 1st. So he done. We pretty much already know he done. Hey, Angie. Yeah. Let me check my email because let me see. I want y'all to really, really entertain the thought that this is not a coincidence. These children coming up missing is not a coincidence. Okay. This is a very dark child trafficking beast. That's what I like to call it. These are beast systems that is taking these children, and the families are willing participants sacrificing these children. I was watching something on YouTube not too long ago that someone sent me in my email. Shout out to you. And it was about the structure of these societies and how the families participate in these behaviors, okay, in these systems and operations. And they was pretty much breaking down their own experience, right? Kuwana say, no, it's not. Yes, I think they paying the families. And see, that's what makes me think that everybody is in on it and nobody is innocent. That's what makes me think that, Kuwana, because it's like down to the systems, the school system, in Naziah's case specifically, the school system, CPS system, and her family dynamic. The so-called prosecution, the all of it. I think it's all connected. All of it. I think that the biggest child trafficking operation is CPS. The police department. The police department for sure. Let me see if I can find this email real quick. He said, yes, it's a lot in that state, particularly right in Michigan. A lot going on here, Mary, aka Kevin. All right. So Kuwana says, yes, I was just about to say that they have people in each department. Right. Right. Talina says, oh my God, did you see the TikTok of a furniture store owner reporting a suspicious person wanting a lot of bunk beds? Said the house had bars on them, and he got arrested again in Dallas, Texas. He had to have been trafficking. No, I haven't heard of that. But it don't sound surprising. Because they do a lot of this stuff in plain sight because they think that the public is not smart enough to question anything that we see and hear. Most people do believe what they see on the news and they do take it for facts, right? They take it for the ultimate truth. Or, you know, if you got people like Kim Worthy, and the prosecutors basically getting on TV and on media saying, oh yeah, we got it all under control. We got the person who's guilty of this crime. We got him, right? It leads people to believe that the situation was taken care of when they probably had something to do with the child coming up missing to begin with, but just putting on this front like they saved the day. Like, well, you know, the child is missing. We don't know where the child is. Really, we don't know where the child is. However, we will be able to bring this family closure and justice. Whole time the family in on it. It's no need for justice for them because the family in on this bull crap. And then the same people saying that we're going to get justice is in on it. So who's the real criminal though? You know, who's the real criminal when they tell you they got a criminal? We got a person that committed this crime. Everything's good. That don't mean they innocent. That don't mean these systems is innocent. Mary says, you're right, SD, just like how Diddy was able to do what he was doing, the system allowed it. The system allowed it. This is a system of pure abuse, exploitation, right? These systems are systems of abuse. A well-oiled machine of abuse is how I see it. And every now and then, they have these moments where children come up missing and they got to cover their asses, you know, or, you know, situations come up to where it's like, okay, it's almost like, because, you know, like with secret societies, right? They have to create a problem. They have to create situations to and provoke fear in the public, to provoke all of these negative, low vibrational emotions within the public. It's abuse, right? It's energetic abuse. Just to say we're saving the day, though. So they create these problems just to say we're saving the day. We're handling these situations just to keep people in this cycle and system, this beast of abuse and this narcissist. This is a narcissistic system. The whole thing, all of it is just narcissistic abuse. This global gaslighting where it's like, okay, where are the children? Where are the children? Y'all keep talking about y'all can't find this child. Y'all got, you know, this criminal here. We gonna put them under the jail. We got this going. No, where are the children going? Where are they going? You get what I'm saying? Like, we got to ask them questions like that. But see, Kim Worthy and others, okay, not just her, she got an attitude. Don't ask me no more about that. We found our one and only criminal here. Sound like she was projecting to me. Sound like Kim Worthy can't be trusted. Neither can the prosecution that's working up under her ass. How you catch an attitude when somebody asks you, is anybody else involved? Oh, could that mean that you know more than what you're putting off? Kimmy, Miss Kimmy Kim? Could that mean that you know more than what you're saying? Kawana says they've been getting away with this for so long. They didn't think people would actually care about Naziah. I've grown to love this baby. They are some demons. Shannon knew about that man as saying her own daughter. I think they should check the boys too. I agree 100% with you, Kawana. 100%. Because it wasn't that Shannon didn't know that her own daughter was being molested by her own father. It wasn't that she didn't know. She was a desperate ass, pick-me ass, B.I. that didn't care and was being paid off or benefiting in some type of way. Her mama probably sold her. Shannon mama probably sold her just like Annette mama sold her. All the women, all the girls associated with Annette was getting sold, in my opinion. She was getting paid off for all of it because that's just what they do in that family. That's just the type of families that they connect with. It's not a coincidence that they connected with a nigga named Jarvis and all his hell he brought and no. Jarvis is one just like them, birds of a feather. Jarvis is just like the Harrises and any other woman that he associated himself with, unless they decided to go get justice for them babies. Okay. But other than that, if they knew, they just as guilty as Jarvis. You tried to cover it up, you just as guilty as Jarvis. You waited 12 years, you just as guilty as Jarvis. You knew about it, you just as guilty as Jarvis. And she could have definitely did it to keep Jarvis around because she was desperate. She hated herself. She wasn't taught to love herself. Her mother exploited her her whole life. She was never good enough. Mary says, y'all, I don't even believe Jeffrey Epstein unalive himself. He on the island somewhere. Ain't no telling because they play so many games with this Matrix, y'all. Like, even with this Kanika Jenkins case, I know this is about Naziah Harris, but I've been keeping up somewhat with Kanika Jenkins, and they saying that that wasn't even her on the damn camera. That was the best friend, the one that just died, that fell off the boat or maybe got pushed off the boat, allegedly. So they can mess around with things. They can mess around with technology. They can say a person was here and they really wasn't there. They can do things like that. I told y'all, the access to technology that we have, the CIA, the government, is already 40 plus years advanced to what we actually have access to. So they can create any narrative that they want. Same thing with the Diddy case. They can push any message or narrative that they want to spin just to siphon the energy of the public, because that's what it's really about. Some people don't have a heartbeat about nobody but they self. Mary said, clock it. Kuwana says, I think she did it to keep Jarvis around. Talina, she says, I feel the same. That's where the streetwalker nicknames come from. Hey, I've been here. Hey, I've been here, Mary. Years. I think the 60s, 50s, it's been here. So if we can look at a screen and not know if a person is real or fake, we in trouble. We is in trouble. Sometimes I don't know if I'm looking at a real person or not, unless I followed them for quite some time. Like, y'all know I'm a real person. But there's a lot going on these social media streets where it's like these people are looking real and they're not. So if we can look at a screen at a person that looks very, very real, y'all don't think that they playing around with these cases just for the hell of it, or just to siphon the energy? This is an energetic war. I can't stress that enough. This is an energetic and spiritual war. Everything that they do is created to siphon the energy of the people and to keep people mentally enslaved out of their sovereignty, and to keep you basically a damn robot, blind leading the blind, or following blindly behind these systems. Trust nothing. Don't trust it at all. Question everything. Hey, what they say, lyrical, hope I said that right. Say, hey sis, keep glowing and growing. Thank you. Same to you. Say, all of them uncover holding on where them kids at. You say any man who sleep with the whole family is a sick individual. Absolutely. But a lot of times with these secret societies, I ain't gonna say a lot of times, all the time. If y'all haven't noticed that SCX is like the main thing that they do. It's this ritualistic SCX nastiness that they got going on. Children are the purest. Children are the purest energy that they could steal. And sexually is the quickest and easiest way they think that they can get to that pure, innocent energy to keep up these false illusions that got everybody still enslaved. Same thing with her clothes. It pisses me off that she had on one outfit. They keep finding more and more clothes. The shoe over here, the grandma say she had on one thing. It's like, y'all don't know what she had on. Like, why y'all playing? Why y'all playing? Nobody knows what she had on. No, how the clothes get there? Oh, I don't know. I just so happened to find them. I don't know. Right. They all could be literally still talking to each other. Nazia's family could still be all still communicating with each other and spinning false narratives. Have anybody ever entertained that thought? How the hell would we know? Really? How would we know? Because the way that her family move, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. To me, it screams guilty, it screams propaganda, and it screams lies, manipulation. Right. You say they are closeted to closest to God than we are at our big ages. You say ain't nobody see her leave that house. Here. Like, make it make sense. And they've been trying to make it make sense for months, years, for the past year and a half. They've been trying to make it make sense for, whatever time frame. But it's like it still don't add up. As much information that we've acquired around Naziah's case, there are still loopholes. There are still missing pieces. I don't feel satisfied with the massive amount of information that has came to the surface about Naziah. I still don't feel like it's all of the information because it is deeper, it is darker, it is more wicked than we could imagine, than we can begin to fathom. What women don't pay attention to a 13-year-old child, let alone a girl? Either you don't care about them or you was in on it. That's it. It's nothing else for that I could think of that would lead me to believe that the grown women around her that had access to her didn't know nothing. That just don't make sense. We are black. Black people are fucking nosy. Okay? Most families is nosy. They gossip. They talk about each other. They see everything. They asking questions, especially religious people. And they supposed to be so damn religious that they nosy as hell. Annette runs a tight ship. You don't know where Naziah at? You didn't know where Naziah went? That's a damn lie. That is a flat out lie. You can feel when something wrong with your child and a child that you caring for, that you are the guardian for. You can feel when something's wrong. You know when they doing something. You know when they lying. You know when something's going on. Even if she didn't have a phone, you knew what time she's supposed to been at home. So you want us to believe that Naziah never made it home? That's goofy as hell. That's dumb. And I'm really tired of her family fucking playing. Like, stop playing with that dumb shit. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. These kids ain't coming up missing for nothing. Oh, I don't know what happened. I didn't see anything. I was blindfolded the whole time. Oh, okay. All right. Y'all love to play games and gaslight, but you can't gaslight a motherfucker like me to ask questions. And I'm talking about some good, I'll ask you some good questions too. See, that would be the person I would want to talk to. It's like, let me talk to Shannon. Let me talk to Annette. Let me talk to them. Cause no. Makes no sense, y'all. And knowing what I know about these secret societies, can't nobody change my mind. I'm trying to find I got some notes that I had wrote down a while ago. And let me see if I can find it. They want to control. That's what it's all about with the secret societies. It's about power and control. Power and control. If they can control your perception, then they can control you. They don't encourage you to ask questions. They don't encourage you to dive deep. They don't encourage you to do your own research in regards to these cases. They don't expect us to do that. Communism. Yeah, this is it right here. These children are like cattle to these secret societies. Sell them, abuse them, use them, steal the energy. They exploit them in every way possible, just like the collective of people. Use them up, sell them off like cattle, like animals. Let me read this. She says that La says I have 2 kids and they're both girls. It ain't nothing I don't know. Big right, like period. We are super nosy. Let's clock it. Where is the right in the ship? She says, "Oh, where is the tight in the ship?" Oh, right. Okay, that's why I was like, okay, maybe you missed something else. Right. As exactly. She running a tight ship, all right. She running a tight ship with them people. It's a system and it's an operation. That's why. And this is why I cannot, y'all. I just to say that they don't know, that is beyond me. To say that they don't know. Oh, we didn't know what Annette was into. We don't know what was going on. We didn't know. One lived with Annette. One was BFFs with Annette. One is sisters with Annette. You a daughter to Annette. Jarvis was all up and through that house. But nobody know. Nobody seen nothing. Nobody knew the shit that Annette was in. She was just this Bible thumping, church going Christian that did no wrong other than cuss kids out, beat the hell out of them, and treat them like dogs. But she did no wrong, right? We never would expected this to happen in Annette's care because she run a tight ship. What? Charlotte's Web said, I was 17 when I got pregnant with my daughter, and my grandma and uncle knew I was pregnant. Those people are so strange. She made it home. That's what Charlotte's saying. I'm with you on that. You can tell when a girl is pregnant in her face. I knew Naziah was pregnant on one of her pictures that was circulating the internet based off her face. You could see it in her face that she was pregnant. Now, my question is, why allow her to get pregnant if you knew something like this was going to happen? Why not put her on birth control if you knew it was a possibility that she was sexually active and could have gotten pregnant at any point? But you sat back and watched her be abused sexually by a grown man, no protection. At no point was she protected. Okay, Naziah was not protected at no point. So why? It's just weird, y'all. I just can't wrap my head around it still. I still can't wrap my head around it. Corruption, Sherry. She said, yep, you better let them know it's corruption. Then they try to make it seem like they such good people. They humanitarians and things like that. Oh, we for the people. Oh, we're God fearing. Oh, we're this. It always a Bible thumping church going. She called herself evangelists, ministers. Be the most wickedest people. All these systems is just cover up names and titles for child trafficking, far as I'm concerned. Say they waiting 24 hours. Blue me. She says, I believe she went up to the school to see who was dropping her off at school. They knew she was with a monster. Or they knew she was with monster. Mary says, y'all, the video showed that baby walking towards home, right? A block from the home. But supposedly Jarvis and King seen her and picked her up. Well, yeah, okay. Absolutely. We pointed that out some time ago too, that the direction she was walking in was the opposite from the old house that they stayed in before she moved. But the way that Naziah was walking was indeed the direction of the new house that Annette purchased across Warren. So Naziah was supposed to walk across a busy street named Warren on Bedford. They claimed they could look out the window and see her walking toward the house. Lie. That's a long distance. But even then, so if you can't look out the door and see her walking from across Warren, you should have been looking at your phone and your clock or something like, okay, they should be here at 3:03. It's 3:07. Let me go see what's going on. But you didn't do that because you knew where she was at. You didn't do that because she came home. You didn't do that because she probably lost all the little sense that Shannon had left on Naziah and possibly took things a little too far. Say they don't know it's diabolical. Absolutely. Hey, Keish. Says mainly being mommy wasn't there and daddy wasn't either. And you know what? From the looks of it, Nazia's mother, still not there. From the looks of it, she'll do anything to get high and stay high. You can ask Roxy about that. She love to pay lady off real quick just to have her show up and appear somewhere to look like she can bring it all together. And that lady actually cared. I don't feel like lady give a damn about Nazia. Or gave a damn about Nazia. They all was very selfish. The ones that were supposed to care for her was very selfish. I don't care what the world would have said about me. You wouldn't have stopped hearing my voice when it came to my kid. You could call me crackhead. You could call me whatever you want to call me. I'll be that. But you gonna know I cared about my child. But lady does not get sympathy from me. None of them. But specifically lady, because she could have stopped this. She could have took her child, raised her child on her own, did what she had to do as a mother, and protected her child. I don't have no sympathy for lady. And I don't have no sympathy for Nazia daddy either. He tried to make it seem like he's sorry and try to act like he was going to take accountability. No, accountability is changed behavior. Accountability is changed behavior. Not, oh, yeah, I guess I was wrong. Oh, because everybody telling me I'm wrong. So I guess I was wrong. Oh, let me try to go out here and look and put boots on the ground and go look for her since I wasn't there for her when she was living. Boy, I don't know which one was worse, him speaking up or lady being silent. I don't know which one was worse. Charlotte says, I would drive. I was driving my aunt and cousin crazy. Oh, I was driving my aunt and cousin crazy for 12 years. If I had to report once a week, I would have. CPS and DPD would have been sick of me. They would have done something. Yeah. So that baby went home and something happened. And that baby left to get away and was picked up by Shannon and Jarvis, and then it went down. Because I'm thinking about if that happened, okay? If what Mary is saying up on the screen, okay, actually happened, then that would make Jarvis's sister Tijuana testimony and Cordell King testimony not reliable, right? It would not, because if she went home and was picked up by Shannon and Jarvis, then that would mean she didn't make it to the shop, which would mean that they all really did lie on the stand if we entertain what Mary is saying on the screen. I know for a fact it was broad daylight when they say Desire was at the shop on January 9th, 2024. Yes, it gets darker earlier in January due to daylight savings, but at the time that they say around 4 p.m., it would have been light around that time. So to say that you didn't know who Naziah was will never sit right with me. For Cordell to act like he didn't know who Naziah was will never sit right with me. That it just don't. But that would definitely mean that somebody's testimony was not honest. Trust no one, question everything. Absolutely, Nicole. So that would absolutely mean that my thing is, what if Naziah did go to Ypsilanti and didn't come back to Detroit? What if when King said him, Jarvis, and Naziah went to Ipsy to go return his son's grandmother's vehicle? What if she went to Ipsy and didn't come back to the city? Like how would they really know? Like this prosecution. How would they really know when all they keep talking about is clothes that they finding over the city? Hey, Batman. I just think they all got up there and lied. I think they all got up there and lied on that stand. All of them. I think they all did. You know? I do. See, sacrifices. They're sacrificing our children. They are sacrificing the children. Mm-mm-mm. Mary says the timelines did not add up. They don't. They don't add up. And I feel like I could pretty much call all the I feel like I watched the testimony so much. I got it stored all in my brain. You know? You say the math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing. She say I got A's all throughout school. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Because if I didn't want to create more chaos and confusion around my relatives' disappearance, then I would have made it my business to not give in to certain narratives, you know. If I really want justice, I feel like even when Marquita came out and spoke recently, excuse me, y'all. It's kind of like, why even come out and say anything? They had this attitude like, well, if y'all want to go look for it. I already looked. Like, that's the attitude that it be given. I ain't going to look no more. I already did that. They told us to stop looking. So what I'm gonna keep looking for? You go look. Like, this not even their relative. Like, this not even your niece that's like a sister to you. And how is it that they seem to find a lot of kids, especially the ones that go mainstream, and haven't found Naziah remains yet? Not yet. Not even remotely close to finding her remains yet. Because it could be a possibility that she was trafficked. And when children are trafficked, according to the testimonies and stories that I've heard and researched, they are never to be seen again by the public. Never to be seen again. Let me see. I'm about to pull up this video because. And another thing, y'all know how, like, with this Jamal White case, how they pretty much had a lot of access to people's ring cameras or porch cameras when Jamal White was abducted, and then they found the little boy the next day, right, within 24 hours. How come they only have one recording of Naziah getting off the bus, basically? Most people, everybody has a camera on their porches, or at least every other house. No buildings, no businesses, no nothing. Just that one. Hopefully more come out in the trial. But just that one, that don't make sense either. Miss Sexy Ray said they all need to be in jail, whoever was in her life or around her. Yeah, because this just ain't adding up. Mm-mm. He said King saying he didn't even know her name until detectives came asking. It's S Cyanide. Yes, come on, SD. I'm with you. Yeah, it had to be more footage. Which means if they don't show more footage at this trial, then they're hiding something. They're covering up something. They're hiding something. Oh, this is. Said ISIS, I think that was a setup because I was looking at that video with her getting off the bus. The shoes looked black and white. The jacket looked different. To be honest, I don't think she went missing the day they saying. And being as though they did mark her present on January 10th, it could be a possibility that she didn't go missing on the 9th. Why would they mark her present if she was absent? Yeah, granted, they could have made a mistake. But most times teachers are very, sure when they mark a student present or absent. They're usually very sure about it. So why would they mark her present on the 10th? You say they need to do a lie detector. Every last one of them needs to do a lie detector. Every last one of them. So I also think Annette told them run away to get more time for them to do whatever they did. Yep, that makes sense too, Kawana. That makes sense that, if you're involved with a missing of your granddaughter, and if you say she's a runaway, that they won't really take it that serious as they would an abductee if they've been abducted, so that makes sense. Truth will come out real soon. Time will definitely tell the truth. You say this case screams lie detector test for everyone. And you need these teachers to stop making these type of mistakes. I don't think that they made a mistake. I just think that that's something that came up that.
Segment 3 this evening is titled The Children and the CIA. We've learned a lot of unknown activities of the CIA in years past, some of them disturbing, to say the least. Tonight, we'll learn of the agency's interest in children. Paul Altmeyer of our investigative unit has assembled these facts.
These are home movies taken in the 1950s at a European camp of the Children's International Summer Village, a program designed to bring together children from around the world for a better understanding of one another. NBC News has learned that the CIA was studying these youngsters, some as young as 11, as possible future recruits. The studies took place at summer camps in Hennefest, Norway, and Vienna, Austria in 1959 and 1960. According to CIA documents we have examined, this was Sub-Project 103 of the agency's top-secret MK Ultra program. San Antonio, Texas. NBC News has also learned that the CIA paid for a study of adolescents here and in 2 other Texas cities, Austin and El Paso in 1958 and 1959. It was a study of how youngsters behave without adult supervision. This study, MKUltra Subproject 102, refers to data being collected on 462 subjects in 7 secondary schools. No child is identified by name.
One of the
Yeah, I was just trying to see something. Hold on. You said SD, I Instagram you something about this. Okay, I have to go check it. Okay, trafficking. Is this the CIA?
the most revered child psychiatrists in the entire 20th century of American psychiatry was Dr. Loretta Bender. She had a full-page obituary in the American Journal of Psychiatry, and that only happens occasionally. You have to be really a high-ranking person.
That ain't really what I'm looking for, I don't think. So hold on. This is international trafficking in women to the United States. A contemporary manifestation of slavery and organized crime. Exactly, organized crime. What better way to hide in plain sight than to create organizations that claim to protect children, protect the people, police the neighborhoods, throw criminals in jail. The ones that should be in prison is the ones patrolling the prisons, the ones patrolling the neighborhoods, the ones in the pulpits, the ones running the churches, the ones running the schools. That's organized crime cover-ups right there. They in disguise names like that. They the ones. We got a side eye. Now, what's interesting about this article that I'm looking at now, titled International Trafficking in Women to the United States, it's a contemporary manifestation of slavery and organized crime. The publication date is November the 1st, 1999. That's that 111, which is interesting because I know that these organized crimes are definitely into numerology and astrology, and they do what they do on specific dates and times in alignment with the astro, okay? And they go with the flow of astrology. See, this is when I find myself going down rabbit holes. And then I'll be trying to pull y'all down there with me, and I think y'all don't be keeping up sometimes. I think it just be me, but I don't think that this is a coincidence. This is international trafficking in women to the United States. Y'all don't think they got international trafficking in children from and to the United States underground? Says analysis program and intelligence monograph, international trafficking in women to the United States, the contemporary manifestation of slavery. Okay, I said that already. Give me some more. A contemporary manifestation These words are so close together. My goodness. Can't even see it that good. They did that on purpose. I mean, these words are so close together. I can't even read it right. It says the trafficking victims have traditionally come from Southeast Asia, Latin America. However, increasingly they are coming from new independent states in Central and Eastern Europe. Trafficking to the United States is likely to increase, given weak economic, and few jobs opportunities in the country's origin. Okay. So if I could find something like this is a CIA document. I'm about to look for something else. Oh, lyrical. I'm just talking out loud. I'm trying to find an article. You say all that, what you said. I'm trying to find President Truman. Central Intelligence. Because at one point, when I felt like I was channeling Nazia's energy, right? Just sitting with the energy, I was picking up that the energy was reading like another dimension. Like she's not in this dimension, right? But I know that that's just could have been what I was feeling, and it could have really been translating to her body may not be found because she's in a system. She's in another, not necessarily another dimension per se, but just in a different system, if that makes sense. Like, do that make sense what I'm saying? Somebody got to get what I'm saying. Okay. Almost like she was stuck somewhere. Like, stuck. Can't get out. Says Central Intelligence Agencies reported had credible evidence that at least 10 members of his staff, some who were contracted employees, committed sex crime. Oh, where did it go? Okay, committed X crimes involving children, but only one individual was charged. Senior investigative reporter Jason show a pattern of abuse and repeated decision by federal prosecutors not to hold agency personnel accountable. Interesting. So there's a pattern of them not holding agencies accountable. I don't think that they're even going to hold CPS accountable in the way that we know CPS should be held accountable, especially for overlooking the fact that Jarvis admitted that he was in prison for assaulting a minor. Okay? They did nothing. He told them what he wasn't and was going to do. And they went with it because they working together. Talking about CPS. Says the feature reports detail 14 years of accusations against several CIA employees. One employee was accused of having sexual contact with both a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old before he was fired. Another employee resigned after being accused of purchasing sexual explicit videos of young girls. That's another thing I wanted to talk about too. There was a lady that said that knows about child trafficking and how they exploit children, and there's a market for selling child p-word, basically nude children. Like, even she said, if you post a picture of your child fully dressed, AI technology can undress your child, and they can take that picture of your child that appears to be nude and put your child on a black market. I'm gonna call it a black market because it's a corrupt market where they sell these type of images to pervs. So we want to even be mindful when we're posting our children to social media. Be very mindful. Okay? But it says this is about the CIA investigation they had going on where they were not held accountable. And one of the employees was accused of being sexual with the 2-year-old, a 6-year-old before he was fired. Another was accused of purchasing explicit videos of young girls filmed by their mothers. Okay? Filmed by their mothers. A contractor had his contract revoked after allegedly arranging to have sex with the undercover FBI agent who was posing as a child. These sick, disgusting, so-called intelligence agencies and, operations, they are obsessed with children. They are obsessed, diabolically obsessed with children in the worst ways possible. And it really boils down to the fact that these are soulless systems, oppressive systems. 9 times out of 10, the families are involved. The mothers are involved. Y'all heard what I just said. The mother filmed her own child to sell her to this market. She advertised her own child. So it's not unheard of. Okay? It's not something that we shouldn't entertain. Some families are not actual family. Some mothers are not actually mothers. Some grandmothers are not actually grandmothers. They're agents for the matrix. They're malevolent. They're wicked. They're diabolical. They soulless. And they are just feeding that beast that likes to exploit and abuse children just to gain some type of financial incentive or something. Maybe a house, maybe a car, maybe something materialistic that they feel like will fulfill their soullessness that they have within themselves. Got to stand for something or fall for anything. That's the problem. These people are wicked and soulless. So the CIA needs to be investigated. The government needs to be investigated. All of these so-called police systems need to be investigated. these so-called justice systems need to be investigated. But how could you trust them to be investigated when it's all corruption? The investigators might be corrupted. What's this talking about? This saying, oh, it's the same thing, but it says, right. And then I posted a video not too long ago where they found all of them kids. Look, I cannot. You say he was fired. Okay, he was. Okay, a third employee estimated that he had viewed up to 1,400 sexually abusive images of children while on agency assignments. The records did not say what action, if any, the CIA took against him, a contractor who arranged for SCX with an undercover FBI agent posing as a job. Okay, but 1,400 abusive images. Let me go back. You say in our own family, your own family didn't defend you at all. They don't care at all. It's so sad. When they did defend her, it was already too late. When they tried to seemingly try to defend Naziah and get her help and save the children, it seemed like it was too late. Pentagram is okay. What is this? A pentagram? The amount of children porn I see is unbelievable. So that could have been a thing too, y'all. The grandma could have been doing the same thing about like selling pictures and doing, I'm just saying allegedly, I don't know for a fact, but I'm just saying, as diabolical as they are, when it like, you know, your granddaughter, underage granddaughter is being molested by a grown 40-year-old man. And yeah, I it's a possibility that they could have been doing the same thing, selling pictures and videos, recording these sexual acts. It's a possibility. Like I said, we don't know how dark it gets. We don't know how ugly it gets. Seemed like them kids was always surrounded by pedos. It seemed like them children was always surrounded by people who wanted to sexually abuse children. That's what it seems like. That's what it was. And it's like, in which 10 children sexual abuse images. I really do. Miss Sexy Ray, I'm really thinking now, because if I'm reading this and I'm reading it to y'all out loud, the investigation that they had with people that's in the CIA, okay, and what they're doing in this organized crime operation. Why would we think it's anything different with the Naziah Harris case or any other children that's missing right now? Especially the ones who we know had gotten pregnant by older men, right? Rather in their family or a family friend. Consistent interest in pattern conversations involving sexual activities between adults and minors. So sick. So sick. So let me go back. See what other video I can share with y'all real quick, because I need a real clue. I need a real clue. Like, yes, I hear everything. I hear some of the things that's going on with the Naziah case, and some of the interviews and some of the other things, but it's like the focus is still, where is Naziah? The focus is, how deep and dark does this really go? The focus is, where is Naziah? That's the focus.
I want to get you out to some developing news right now. Detroit Police Chief James White is holding a press conference on a missing 13-year-old girl who hasn't been seen since January 9th. This update coming from Shoemaker and Garland. We hope to learn if there's significance to this location in the investigation. It just started. Let's listen in.
That's fine. All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Now I'm just looking at the people on this screen. Don't they all give weird vibes? Can y'all see them clearly, or do I need to make it bigger? They don't give y'all weird agent operation vibes. Like something off.
Thank you for being here. I want to just start off before I bring up Chief Jackson from Detroit Public Schools Police Department and to what brought us here today. On February 12th, we had a briefing on this missing child. Yesterday, we had a much more comprehensive and detailed meeting where he brought forth a number of different factors as to what occurred and what they have been working on. We left that meeting with some very serious concerns about Nazaya's safety. And I'll bring up Chief Jackson at this time to give you an overview, and I'll be coming back.
Catch my face, y'all, because I just be disgusted. I'll be disgusted just looking at this. Why is all them on the screen right there? Why do he need all of them right there? His voice doesn't even match his body language to me. He doing a lot of this. They got the black shades on. I get it, but the sun can't be that bright because old girl over here in the corner that was working with uh what's the damn, I can't even think of their damn names. The ones who reported with CPS, Nazaya family members who reported with CPS, they did the first reports. Supposedly, she was working with them. Her over here, okay, where the arrow was at. The sun can't be that damn bright because she ain't scrunching. She's scrunching a little bit right here, but it just seemed like you say, like they in a trance or like they are robots. Like, are they even real?
Back up to talk about the details. Chief Jackson.
Good afternoon. Back on January 9th, we believe Miss Nazaya Harris did not return home from school. She was a student at Clark Elementary. January 10th, her family went about the process of reporting her missing. We began our investigation at that point. We began working back.
Okay, so January 10th, they reported her missing, not the 9th. It said right there on the screen, January 10th. Let me make this a little bigger. Okay, that's what Jarnell said, that Nazaya went missing. I mean, we know that Nazaya went missing on the 9th. That's what they're saying. Jarnell said that Annette didn't report that Nazaya went missing until 12 p.m. January 10th. She didn't make no reports until January 10th at 12 p.m. So could it be a possibility too that maybe now this would support the theory that Nazaya didn't go missing on the 9th. Because if they marked her present on the 10th and you reported that she went missing on the 10th at 12 p.m., make sense. They saying it right here. Her family went about the process on January 10th. That's 1/1/1. 111. To me, that says operation for this matrix grid of child trafficking. That number speaks to me. Okay. Told y'all, I numbers stand out to me, and that means something to me. I pay attention to patterns. So that's not ironic. Jarnell says she didn't find out that Nazaya went missing until January the 11th. January the 11th, I believe, was a Thursday. Mary, at this point, I think they trying to silence me. Or they trying to silence you. Because why they trying to stop you from dropping the tea in the chat or picking up this tea that I'm dropping? Why they trying to stop Mary from being great? Okay, but I'm thinking, y'all. I'm thinking, okay? Something about this is feeling off. From the day that they claim she went missing is January 9th, around 9 p.m. to him saying that they didn't start the process of reporting her missing until January 10th. We know that Annette didn't make a report until January 10th at 12 p.m. We know that Naziah was marked present on January 10th, which would have been a day after she went missing. Did she really go missing on the 9th or the 10th? Did she really go to school on the 10th and went missing on the 11th? Or before 12 p.m. on the 10th? Was the camera footage that they showed us on the news of her walking past their house on Bedford and Cornwall, was that the actual day of the 9th? Y'all know they can fuck around with dates and times. If we can create fake text messages, then just imagine what they can do with dates and time stamps and things like that. Yes, January 11, 2024 would have been a Thursday. The 9th was a Tuesday. One. Okay. You say you back. Okay.
Back, following through her on her last known steps, possible person she was in contact with, some of her school-age friends, gathering different information. As we begin to work back through that information with our local, state, and federal.
This man speaking right here, he's the Detroit Public School Community District Department of Public Safety. He's the chief. He's saying that they did talk to some of Naziah's friends. Y'all count that? But the guy who got up on the stand, who worked for Detroit Public Schools, the one who was real nonchalant, like, oh, I ain't file a report. I ain't talk to nobody. I was retiring, right? Mr. Retire. Don't give a fuck. Who ain't do no questioning. He said he ain't get no questioning in. He was worried about leaving the next day. Okay. But Mr. Chief Jackson here is saying that they did get in contact with some of her school age friends and gathered different information. There's a confliction right there with that part. Because we was under the impression that they didn't even talk to any of the girls or her friends. We was under the impression that they didn't talk to anyone. He didn't take any reports. He didn't check her locker. He didn't check anything. So what did these friends have to say? I wonder.
Federal law enforcement partners, information that we obtained has led us to this point here. At that point, we reached out to Chief White to let him know the developments that we had. And so at that point, we decided that this investigation had kind of gone past the four walls of our building, and Chief White stepped in to help us out.
Okay, wait, so he's not Chief. Oh, no. He said, this is Chief White. Must be Chief White right here. Yeah, that's it, because it says it on his shirt. Chief White. Chief Jackson. Let me go back.
That this investigation had kind of gone past our pain has led us to this point here. At that point, we reached out to Chief White to let him know the developments that we had. And so at that point, we decided that this investigation had kind of as we began to work back through that information with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners, information that we obtained has led us to this point here. At that point, we reached out to Chief White to let him know the developments that we had. And so at that point, we decided that this investigation had kind of gone past the four walls of our building, and Chief White stepped in to help us out.
And the fact that they waited damn near, what was it, 30 days to even pass the case on to Detroit Police Department to do further investigating. Okay. Totally missing that critical window to possibly find her if they were going to actually look for her.
Chief White.
All right, thank you, Chief. So again, after our meeting yesterday, we were very, very concerned. I made the decision at that time that we will take lead on this investigation. We'll be bringing in our local, federal, state partners, a very concerned community, our Board of Police Commissioners, our civic leaders, every single.
This one right here in the back. Let me rewind that. Because why is you rubbing your hair over to the side like that? Her hair is not even really in her eye.
We'll be bringing in our local, federal, state partners, a very concerned community, our Board of Police Commissioners, our civic leaders, every single person to assist us in bringing little Naziah home. That's the goal here, is to do everything we can to bring her home. We have debriefed on a number of different factors. We're hopeful that we find her well, but we can't operate on hope. We have to operate on information, investigation, and work. And that's what we're here to do today with this incredible show of force that we have at this time. I will bring up...
Lying. That sound in the back mean he lying. Because y'all, I don't believe in coincidences. I listen for stuff like that. Okay. Oh, you okay? That line, that sound, whoop, that police siren in the background. They lying. These people is lying. This is staged. Look how they look. They look like lifeless, just there. Brainless, just there. Them shades on, hot in their eyes. Why?
Deputy Chief Kerry Sloan to talk a little bit about some of the aspects of the investigation at this time. But I will tell you that it is still early in the investigation on our part. Although DPS has done a number of different things, we are now doing a number of different things. We are actually, in fact, repeating some things to lay eyes on exactly what aspects of the investigation that we want to have some firsthand information on So she's not going to be able to provide you granular detail at this time, but we'll just give you an overview and highlight some of the things.
Kawana, you say, yo, I keep getting kicked out. What? Is anybody else having that problem getting kicked out too? What? Mimi too? Oh my goodness. Oh. Y'all know I'll just be feeling like when y'all tell me stuff like that, because it's only 35 of us in the chat, right? You say, was I able to see your other message? I just feel like they don't want me to talk about Nazia's case. All the hell and backlash I get from it. And it's crazy because y'all getting kicked out. Was you getting kicked out last night when we was on live? I can't see your messages though, Kuana. I can't see them. Say braids don't look like they was fresh in her picture. They probably wasn't. Okay, yesterday. So we didn't have that issue yesterday. Things
that we're going to be doing. DC?
Good afternoon. Deputy Chief Carrie Sloan, the Detective Bureau. First, we would like
well,
to
y'all just make sure that y'all share the live to y'all community posts. I think y'all can do that if y'all like, okay? Or just keep commenting. I don't know. I feel like they be trying to suppress the content that I put out about Nazia. Y'all keep getting kicked out, not coincidence. I just think that they don't want the ones who's actually going to dig deep and not bullshit with this case. I feel like they just don't want us to communicate about it. That's what I think. Yes, y'all share the live, because we still need to push this out there. You know, Nazia is still missing. We still need to bring awareness to it. She said, Kuana, we mod, so I hope it's not a mod. No, Mimi's not a mod, and she said she was getting kicked out too.
our deep concern for the welfare and safety of 13-year-old Nazia Harris, who has been missing since January 9th. I would like to ensure Nazia's family that DPD intends to utilize every possible resource that we have to bring her home safely. As the chief mentioned, we are currently working with our local, federal, and state partners to establish exactly what occurred in this situation. At this point in the investigation,
these sororities, these are gangs. The police enforcement, they are gangs. Okay. Oh no. Let me see, Kuana. She says she believed that Nazia went missing before they went back to school from Christmas break. Why you think that, Kuana? Let's elaborate on that. Right, exactly. They're gonna catch this truth. But I do believe that they suppress this type of stuff. But like I was saying, y'all, you say I think it just marked her there on the 8th and 9th and slipped and marked her there. Because they would have went back to school when? They would have went back to school on the 8th? Or do y'all think that they would have went back to school on the 2nd? January 2nd. Right now, I can't even think about when the kids go back to school after Christmas and New Year's break. I think it's the 2nd, though. You okay? Yeah, use the bathroom. You want to lay down? You going in my room? Where you going? She went in my room. Okay. Kuwana, I was just reading what you said about your theory about Naziah possibly going missing before New Year's and Christmas break, correct? Oh, you say you thought they said they went back on the 8th. If I don't know, I feel like the 8th would have been a little long, but I think that kids go back to school on the 2nd. Yeah, she is up, Miss Sexy Ray, but she going back to sleep. Sometimes she just be up because I'm up, but she's sleepy at the same time. Who said they went back on the 8th? Who said that, Kuana? Okay, yeah. Let me know where. Because it might be the 8th. I don't know for sure. I don't know.
We are aggressively searching for Naziah and examining every piece of evidence to understand what transpired. We are in the process of re-examining and re-interviewing all witnesses and anyone with any possible information that can assist us in this investigation. DPD is committed to working this case until we locate Naziah, and we are asking the community for their help and anyone that has any information to reach out to the Detroit Police Department.
I want to thank the Detroit Police Department and the Detroit Public Schools Police Department, those two chiefs, for working together in a unified manner. I stand here in full support of this department and finding our little precious child. And I ask everybody in this community to come together and rally with this department so that we can be able to find our young sister safely, prayerfully. And it is my goal to do everything in my power and within my sphere of influence to be able to work with the chief and this department, to ask the clergy, ask every community person out here, all the block clubs, come out for this baby. I plead with you. And I'll say, if you are holding this young child.
But my thing is, they say 90, like a certain 90-something% of kids who come up missing the perpetrator is the person usually close to them that they know. So if knowing that statistically, why y'all know where Naziah is. The family know where Naziah is. The people who had access to her knows where Naziah is. We can go search all the city of Detroit, but if we don't have a clue where to actually look, and the pin marks is all over the city of Detroit, how the hell is the public supposed to find her? The immediate family know where Naziah is at. Say how they searching when it's about 6 popo in the picture with no remorse at all. Just looking. You say you heard it on MTGV. Okay. Okay, let me Google it. I could ask my son too. Shit. He up. He would know the exact date. I feel like it's the 2nd though. I really do. Because that's technically winter break, right? Mm-hmm. You say you did Google it? Because if that is the case, then that could be a possibility. What you saying, Kuwana? What was you say? You Googled it. It say January 8th. What school? What's the name of the school Naziah was going to? What's the name of the school? You say so true about the family, right? The family know. Like, how the hell the public gonna know where to look at? That's going to actually be relevant to actually finding her. We wouldn't have known that unless the only way we would have known is if they had some leads like, oh, she's here. She could be possibly in this area. She could be possibly over here. The family say she usually go here. That would mean the family would know where she at.
I ask you to please find in your heart to let her go. And if anybody have any information regarding this situation, please contact the Detroit Police Department. And I'm just here on faith and making a commitment myself. If anybody have any credible information, that I will add $1,000 to any type of support to be able to find this young baby, because that means that much to me for this baby. I have a daughter. All of us have children, and this child need our help. And please turn the information over to the Detroit Police Department as soon as possible.
One more right behind you, Chief. And then Commissioner Smith. Commissioner Smith, yes.
Yes, good afternoon. I stand here in support today with the Detroit Police Department as well as the Detroit Public School Department. We're today in unity in hopes that we find this child safely.
And y'all know what?
Conveying the message
as
that
I'm watching this, anybody seen the movie Sinners? That's all I could think about is how they was hijacking people's minds, still was able to act like that person and be a whole demon, like basically be possessed by a whole demon, but still was able to operate like that person and embody that person's personality and even know their thoughts and, you know, be able to control their bodies. This is how I view them on the screen. Like they're being controlled by some outside force that is able to act like their personality, speak like them, but with no heart or soul. It's just no real connection to what's actually happening here. It's just protocol. This just protocol. It don't feel like they have any care for real. We say second time you got kicked out, you say why he ain't looking at camera, that looks suspicious. It seemed like none of them is really looking at the camera unless it's another camera there, but it just still seemed fake.
That it is against the law to harbor a child. If someone is harboring her or keeping her against her will.
Oh, see, why would she say it's against the law to harbor a child? If okay, what's the date on here? I don't even see the date. Dang, they don't got the specific date. Oh, February 14th. February 14th, 2024. Why would she think after a month and 5 days that somebody would be harboring Naziah? She said that like she knew she was being harbored. Did y'all catch that? Why would she say that? This is February 14th. Maybe she was still thinking that she was a runaway. Maybe Annette and them tried to convince her that she was a runaway. Let me go back a little.
Department. We're today in unity in hopes that we find this child safely. I'm just conveying the message that it is against the law to harbor a child. If someone
So she says she's conveying a message. So maybe it's something that Annette and them told her to say.
is harboring her or keeping her against her will, please let her go. If any
Right. A whole month and 5 days after the fact.
children or friends or neighbors or anyone who's seen her, please speak up. It is extremely important, and we are very concerned. The community is very concerned for the safety of her return. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Chief, sir, one more, the grand, the mom, the mother, yeah, okay. Grandmother, right. Yes.
Look at his face. Look, he got a smirk right here. Nobody gives a damn. Look how they looking. Like, hurry up, shut the fuck up so we can go home. That's how they all look. Say, isn't she the one that called in on Mark D show? Yes, she is the one. I can't think of her name right now. I think it's Tamara. I think. Okay, don't quote me on that. I think it's Tamara, something like that. I can search Facebook real quick. She was the one that was working with Kiwana and Jarnell, too. Tamra. I think it's Tamra. Yeah, Tamra Liberty Smith is her name. Update regarding my niece. They are bringing charges against someone. She is with her father, my brother. I'm just looking at, say, even the 37. Sleepy? No, I'm gonna pee. Oh, you gotta use the bathroom? Okay, hold on, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. It says, even with 37 meetings on my schedule this morning, I wasn't missing this. So apparently Tamra just recently got a promotion, I guess, for something. Let's see. It says for her lifelong dedication to the city of Detroit. I'm feeling like inverted. I'm feeling like this is how these systems reward the people who are knowingly or unknowingly participating in these systems of abuse by rewarding them publicly, promoting them, incentives and raises, because it is an inverted system of corruption. And I feel like whether they know they are part of an abusive, exploitative system or not, that they still fucking guilty. Because it's your responsibility to do your due diligence to make sure that you know who and what you're working for and why. I don't think any of them deserves promotions or any of that, but that's what they do in these secret societies. They reward them, they promote them, you know, they give them recognitions and yeah, well, thank you for your hard work upholding our system of abuse and exploitation. Thank you. That was just my intrusive thoughts. Kuwana, she says, it's being said now that she never ran away, but Shannon told that lady that. And I think that was because they really was trying to make them think she ran away. That gave them the time, man, right. Because originally Tamara Liberty Smith, when she was on Mark D's podcast, she basically was stating that Shannon told her, like whispered to her, like Naziah did this before, but they had told everybody else that Naziah didn't run away before. But I guess they felt comfortable enough to tell Tamara that she actually did run away before. And then she asked, well, you said she didn't run away. Now you're telling me she did run away. And she like, well, we just meant, like, Shannon's response was, we just meant like up the street. She would go walk outside up the street. Yeah, I can recall that very vividly. Say, I know them kids traumatized because what they going through. And it's a sad situation. Everybody on the case should be in jail. Falsified information. Right, and that's not running away. She going outside to and walking up the street. That's not running away. She still slept there that night, you know. But I think she tried to cover it up. But according to Naziah's other family members, that was not something that Naziah had done that they had heard of. Naziah was not the type of kid to run away. But according to other people, like Kenneth, the one that was close with Annette, he stated that Naziah had been planning to run away. And that he had heard her talking to Vari about running away because Vari was a runaway himself. Jarnell also stated that there was going to be a time that she knew Naziah would run away because all of Annette's kids run away, and anybody that Annette cares for, they run away because she's abusive as fuck. So all of her kids has been said, most of them, to have had runaway issues, okay, back and forth, whatever. Not all, but most. I know Lady was one of them.
I'm asking anyone that knows anything about my granddaughter
Mm-hmm. Yes. You want to sit up here? Come on. I'm just looking at their body language, y'all. When I get quiet, I'm just really looking and analyzing this setting right here, this whole setup, and Shannon and ugh.
I'm asking anyone.
Like what they told her. Here, hold up this sign. Hold up this sign. Right. It just looked like they about to just lie. And I'm just really looking for tears and I don't see them. I don't feel it either. You want to go lay down? Okay, we gotta be still if you're gonna sit right here.
That knows anything about my granddaughter, please contact the police department. She's been
I cannot with this lady. I cannot with this lady.
missing for a very long time. Naziah is a very sweet child. This is not of her character. We've been looking for her. We've been passing out flyers. We've been calling people. We've been knocking on doors.
Now you hear that sound in the background. She lying. As I've said the whole time, but she lying. It's right. It's synthetic wig. Don't get me started, BB. I'm trying to be serious here. I try to be serious. Child, you know she can't put no heat to that wig. All right. But that sound I just heard in the background as she's speaking, she's lying. I think I believe the fact that they might have been taking them flyers down. I think I believe it. Remember, it was some, they was going. Oh, they was taking the flyers down. They said Kiwana Jernell and they was taking the flyers down, and Roxy and them said that, and I think they was taking them flyers down. I think Shannon and Annette and them was taking them flyers down. So dry up, just dry. Just dry.
We have done some of everything. And we're asking anybody that has any information, I don't care who it is, please come forth, contact the police department. Her life could be in danger. Please call the police department. I want my baby home. And I'm asking in the name of Jesus.
There you go. In the name of Jesus, right? There she go with her foolishness. So I wouldn't be talking straight. I would be crying. Exactly. Most people that we see in this predicament on the news, They are crying most of the time. They can't even really speak that clearly. You say, when I heard that lady call her that, I was wrong. Wait, call what, child? Kuwata. Oh, burger. I was going to say, that's some Detroit shit to say. That's so crazy. What happened to my video? Oh, I think I see what y'all saying. It just kicked me out. I think I see what y'all saying. Cause I got it up on my phone so I can make sure the angles be right. It just kicked me out my own live. What? Dang, and then it's saying I'm not even live no more. I'm not live no more. No, it's saying I'm still live, right, y'all? When I go to it on my YouTube on my phone, it's saying that I'm not even live. That's crazy. I need to be able to see the comments. That is weird. I'm gonna go on my other phone now. I'm finna go on my other phone and go to it. Cause that's crazy. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna just look at it on the other phone because I don't know. Okay.
And I stand on my faith that he's going to bring her home. But if we all can come together and help find her, I'm telling you, we can make a difference. She's been missing. She's been gone too long. I can't sleep. I can't eat.
Girl, please. You know y'all asses was eating. With all them 15,000 refrigerators in that house. You know your ass was eating. If you could sleep the night that she went missing, I know your ass has been feasting for a month and 5 days after the fact. Girl, please.
Just bring her home, please. That's all I'm asking.
You got paid off and was feasting after Naziah went missing. It's some bullshit. That don't look real. That don't look real at all. Say, look at her face like she know.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Just one more, Chief. One more community. Thank you.
I would like to say that this is serious. As we can see, it's not just about the police. It's about the community. This really touches home.
What is this? What is he supposed to be? Like what, a bay? You know, is he supposed to be like a Moor? Ain't this the hat that they be wearing? STA. What is that? Let me look that up. I really feel like Naziah family is deeply rooted with Eastern Star and Skull and Bones. One of the two. Like I said, I know Kenya had on an Eastern Star hat on a live with Mark D when it was going in on Kiwana and Janelle. She had on an Eastern Star hat. Not the bowling ball sisters. Yeah, exactly.
With our grandchildren and our children and friends and family in the neighborhood. So some people may think it's all about the police. It's all about the community working in coalition together. Somebody has seen this young child and just overlooked it and thought it was business as usual, but we want it to be known that this is unusual business, and anything that we can do to reach out, get the information over to the authorities so that we can bring the baby home safe, we would love your support in that respect. Thank you.
Thank you. Question now, Chief. Chief, can you go over?
Attention, Team Kringle.
Can you give us the specific timeline again about when she went missing, how long it took for the family to notify, and what efforts were taken in that time frame? But I'm more interested in the time frame off the top.
Yeah, I think it'd be most appropriate to have Chief Jackson do that part, and then I'll come in and talk about when we took over the case. Chief Jackson.
Yeah, so she was, it looks like she may have went missing on January 9th. It was reported to us on January 10th. At that point, we began preliminary investigation, speaking with school age friends, looking through her social media aspects, trying to reach.
And notice he said, you say he looked like a cult leader. That's why I'm looking. I think he a part of the Moorish Fez, a Moorish American, which all of them ain't necessarily bad, but some are. You get what I'm saying? That was my whole point. But they do wear them hats, and they supposed to be sovereign and free and blase, blase. But I know that some of them are not. Some of them are corrupt. It's just another secret society, like a sorority or a fraternity. Yeah, that's what he had on. One of them red fez Moorish hats. But not red, but this one I was looking at was red. The one he had on was black. That's interesting. So I'm sick of being kicked. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. And it seemed like they be capping off my views too. Capping off how many people is actually seeing my live. Okay, but he just said, Chief Jackson just said she may have went missing on January 9th. May. Okay. Why would he say May if they know for a fact that she went missing January 9th? If you had been over this case for a whole month, then you should have known for a fact the day that she went missing. Why would he say May? Now I am started to think that maybe it wasn't the 9th, even though, I thought about that in the past, but I didn't really entertain it that much because it's like the camera footage on the house, it says January 9th. They saying January 9th at the pre-trial, blah, blah, blah. But he's saying May. Why is he saying May?
Retrace her steps, look who she may have been in contact with. So once we started processing through that information, different leads developed. We began running down those leads. We contacted our local, state, federal partners, U.S. Marshals, FBI, some of our task force partners, even some of the private sector, missing and exploited children, all brought in to assist us in the search for Naziah. So as we begin to work through that information, again, that investigation expand, more information develop, and that's when we reach back out to DPD, and here we are.
Obviously, you think if there's some sort of foul play here, we wouldn't be doing a grid search. So help us with what it is you can tell us about that.
We're not ruling anything out at this point. Just based off the information that we had, let us hear. We're running down every avenue. We don't make assumptions. You know, we can't speak to anything that we don't know. Only the information that we have, and that's what we're working through.
Are you going to be searching in this area?
It's going to take us here, outside of this community. Any information as things develop, you know, we could be coming to a community outside of Wayne County. So just as those leads develop, we'll follow them up.
Will there be just one search today, or will it be more than one?
There'll be multiple searches.
Can you say where?
No, not at this time.
Can you talk about what is involved in a grid search? Are you knocking on doors? What are you doing?
Yes. Simple answer to that is yes. It includes speaking with people in the community, business, following up at businesses, canvases, handing out flyers. All of those things are part of a grid search.
Can you say what might have led you here, and how far away from here does the child live?
Just based off the information, this is some of the information that was developed that led us here. So not to get into some of the intricacies of the investigation, right, but some of the information that we had led us here.
Okay, she goes to a school. How far is the school from here?
Several miles, perhaps.
And is there any reason to believe that she would come here other than on her way to school?
Again, we don't know Naziah, her comings and goings, other than the information that we had developed at that point.
Are there any suspects at this point?
No, not at this time.
Do you have any reason to believe that she was abducted against her will, or had she gone with somebody willingly?
Initially, no. We don't believe that initially there was an abduction. We do not believe that.
Do you think that she went with someone?
Again, that information that we have, we're processing through all of that information. As Chief White said, we're re-interviewing a lot of the people that we've already spoken to, just to get as much information, concrete information as we can.
And does anybody at the school have an understanding? In other words, can we say who it was that last saw her physically?
The information that we have, some of her friends, some of her classmates were some of the last to have spoken with her.
Did they see her like leaving school?
Yeah, we know that she physically left the school.
Okay, and once again, it's early in the investigation. We're just going to close it right now. For questions regarding this, for separate questions, we'll go. We have just one more question.
Has she been seen in reported in any other community?
We don't have any information to give us that at this time, no.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. And everybody else, Chief, if you can just stand by for the separate questions for this. Thank you all. And I know we're going to just stand by for a minute, okay? All right, everybody else stand by.
Okay, y'all saying that okay, Kuwana, you said, did you hear about the girl that was saying she interviewed Shannon and Marquita? Miss Sexy Ray, you saying that's what you sent me? Okay. Whose platform is it on that did an interview with Shannon and Marquita? Kicked you out again. What's up, oh boy? Yeah, I don't understand that. Why it's keep kicking us out. Like I said, it's on my other phone. It ain't kicked me out, but it definitely did on my other phone. So that's weird. Say me too. I just got kicked. This is crazy. Well, I was asking, whose platform is it on that has Shannon and Marquita's interview? Who has Miss Sexy Ray? Can you post the link here? Can you post the link? Well, if it's not one of the ones I don't fuck with, but if it's somebody that me see if my Instagram is up. Sometimes I'll be deleting Instagram because I need space on my other phone. Let's see. Yeah.
Did you all have a separate question or separate case sometimes?
Steve, just real quick, I understand there was a shooting overnight, a fatal shooting at an apartment complex at Burgess and 7 Mile. Two suspects possibly in custody, arrested, and then currently at Providence Hospital.
You've been listening in live on a press conference from Detroit police. A 13-year-old Neziah Harris hasn't been seen since January 9th when she never made it home from school. The school knew the next day, but DPD is getting more involved this week. The teen's grandmother pleaded for help, saying they've been desperate.
Okay, so I'm looking at the message on Instagram, Miss Sexy Ray, and I'm seeing it, but see, it's certain content creators, y'all. I don't want to stream. I don't want to entertain because a lot of the shit be bullshit. Okay. I'm gonna have to listen to this off my live just to see if it's something that I even want to entertain, because it don't make no sense to me why Shannon will go on anybody's platform and say that she know what happened to Neziah and that she has something to do with Neziah being unalive. Like, that don't make sense to me, you know. Shannon was interviewed by a lady, claimed she said she know where her body is and unalived her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, no, you can send it to me. I don't mind, but I don't want to just stream something and then regret that I streamed it because now it don't make no sense. I ain't trying to push no false narratives for real. I ain't trying to push it or entertain the bullshit. Neziah's aunt caught off guard by Atlanta interviewer. Then Shannon drops a bombshell. Shannon Harris did well. Oh, because this is the cousin that was doing a bunch of talking. I've been seeing. Why do it seem like I've been seeing this? I've been seeing this where the maybe it was. I don't know. Hold on. Let me click it. Hold on. But what did y'all think about what was said? You know, if Neziah Aunt Shannon caught off guard by Atlanta interviewer. Shannon drops a bombshell. What do y'all think about that? Like, do y'all think that it was something in there that was worth repeating? Okay, she says she actually had a video, but my thing is, why haven't she put it out? She holding on to the info. So the interviewer basically saying that she has video footage of Shannon admitting to being involved in Nazia's death. This said on the it's gone. First one you need to look at private. Okay, you said this said on the last. Okay. Yeah, and if I feel like it's something that we need to discuss, then I'll definitely come back and we'll definitely talk about it. Because of course, like you said, you wanted to believe it, Miss Sexy Ray. Of course, we would want to believe something like that because we just know in our heart and soul that Shannon has something to do with Nazia's disappearance. But why would she withhold that valuable content? Okay. And possibly incriminating interview. Well, why would you hold that? Say, yes, she showed part of the interview when she walked up to their car. Oh, Shanda told her to start recording. What was the date of this interview? Let's see. Yeah, I'm starting to think they yeah, I just had to go find that real quick. And whoop, there it is. Let me see. Found something.
Yeah, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. What the fuck do y'all mean? Shannon unalive Nazaya. Hold up, wait, Fruity. Damn place. I been keeping it quiet. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't just been following the case step by step, but I just think on my For You page, what? Jarvis said, what? I'm the one traveled 14 hours from my city and interviewed them. I'm the one that was at the bowling alley telling y'all like, hey, enough for the cameras, enough taking pictures. Yeah, just me and my best friend was up there, and like we really on that. I don't care. Like I'm born in Detroit. I'm originally from Detroit, so y'all was being kind of super wild. But I got real raw footage, and now that I think about it, y'all, this is gonna piss me off because I kicked it with her and her sister pushed up to their house. You see what I'm saying? Pushed up to her house, and it's crazy because they was leaving out when we pulled up. See what I'm saying? And definitely kicked it with these folks from sun up to sundown. You see what I'm saying? And we talked. We chopped it up. Still being talking to these folks. Might check in with them periodically, but it's like since Jarvis said what he said, Shannon, you ain't text me back. Shannon, you ain't text me back. You ain't saying that to me. And I never cared to release because I wanted to see what the verdict was. You see what I'm saying? But it's just like, now that I'm thinking about some of the stuff you said, Shanny. Now that I'm thinking about some of the stuff you said, and then I'm thinking about, I don't play about kids, baby. I got a little girl. But now I see what Jarvis saying. Huh? Hold up. Huh? Y'all gonna have to help me put, come on, little raggedy bitch. Raggedy asshole. Y'all gonna have to help me put 2 and 2 together. Cause guess what? It's equaling folks for y'all. Y'all. Cause Shanny, didn't you tell me you don't think Jarvis killed Nasiah? Didn't you tell me you knew where her body was? Didn't you tell me that? Didn't you tell me you knew where Nasiah's body was? Didn't you tell me that? Tell me that. After I paid for us, all of us to go bowling, after I got you about 4 shots of lemon drops. After me and my best friend had you blow your head off through a zipper. And then now I'm thinking about it like, you want to know why I got out of there? You want to know why I left? It's never no pressure on nothing, but guess what? I'm from the murder mitten, baby. I'm from the D. Nah, for real. My folks really on it. Like, really, really on it. But I'm like, damn, I'm interviewing these folks. We in the back of a building. Dude keep calling your phone. I don't know who dude is, but please believe we wasn't just two young pretty girls that wasn't ready, that wasn't on nothing. Because guess what? We came with pair of intentions and we was just like, okay, we gonna interview these folks. But once I see we kicking it at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, we behind the bowling alley and shit, behind the casino and shit like that. I'm like, and then dude keep calling. Then y'all get to inviting us to houses and stuff. And then some of the stuff that he was saying on the phone, then you had a code. You was talking in codes. I remember that code you said. You was like both. Like if we looked at green or y'all was finna do something. Guess what? It was 4 of us in the car. It was you and your sister, and it was me and my best friend. Guess what? It would have been 2 bodies in there. It don't want to be in our bodies. So whatever that code meant, I don't know. I don't know what that code meant. But guess what? I caught on to a lot of stuff just looking back. Guess what? I got half of it recorded. Until you start begging for us to cut the cameras off and you told us the real. Yeah, but Shanny, you really got me fucked up. You really got me fucked up, boo. How you doing? Good. We came here from Georgia on a whole nother note. And I just wanted to ask you about the Nasiah Harris case. How do you feel, if you don't mind?
We're not being rude.
I just feel like I'm a mother. I'm on your side. You the sister? Yeah. You the mom?
Yeah.
No. How do you feel now that they're asking or they're blaming you for what's going on?
Can we ask you,
are you recording? I am. You don't want me to record? Okay. No, and I want you to watch me cut it off. You gonna cut it off? And y'all wanna know what's so crazy? Shannon, I couldn't even say you lied to me. Because it's a lot that you said on and off camera. And you somewhat told me that also said, you know what? I just need to, like, I don't know if I'm gonna go live, y'all, because I ain't never been live on Instagram. I mean, never been live on TikTok. I think I might as well just post the stories, because I know it's gonna be like a lot of questions and stuff like that. But, yeah. One thing about me, I'm nosy. If it's something going on in my vicinity, in my neighborhood, I want to know what's going on. Like, all these people coming up missing, right? Oh, baby, I am going to repost. I'm going to pray for you. I might join the search team to find you, baby. I am going to join the petitions, baby. I am going to try to help find you. But we need to know what happened. Like, if you get found alive, baby, I want to know what happened, where you was at, and what they were doing to you. I want to know. Y'all don't be like that. Like, a lot of people been missing, and they be like, oh, she has been found safe. Or, oh, he has been found safe. Where you was at, girl? Where you were at, and what you were doing? Because the people want to know. We was looking for you. We don't even know you. All they be saying was, oh, they have been found safe. What happened? Sometimes we don't even find out who had y'all. Like, I be wanting to know, like, what? Like, how did you even get snatched, kidnapped, or how did you even go missing? Like, I be wanting to know, cause try to get up on me. You know what I'm saying? And then it be some people you be like, dang, that's a healthy lady. See what I'm saying? And then it be some people you might be like, where was the parent? Or it might be a big old guy like, ain't nobody, don't nobody want him. How they get him? You see what I'm saying? And y'all don't ever be telling us. So I need somebody to come forward. Like, am I the only one? Maybe I'm just that level of nosy. One thing about me, I'm nosy. If it's something going on in my vicinity,
when I tell you this is some bullshit, this is some bull.
Me looking at the frozen shirts trend.
This is interesting. I guess I get your point when you say, why now? Why wait now? You know? Why speak about it now? Why withhold this interview? So the day that Shannon was out seen bowling is the day that this lady is claiming that she got the interview with Shannon and Marquita. That's why we seen her ass laughing as hard as she was, because she was drunk, according to that lady we just seen on the screen. Now, I wasn't reading y'all comments. Let me read and see what y'all was saying, because I really wanted to make sure I heard everything she said. She said a bunch of nothing, but at the same time, she said a few things like, yeah, she had to show us Shannon so we could believe it was definitely them. We can't deny that. It was definitely them now. Shannon did tell her to stop recording. All right, what y'all talk about in the comments? You say she drove over 500 miles to meet the twins. Okay. Mary, she said, Miss Sexy Ray says she said she going to put it out after the trial. So you working with Shannon or what? Why would you wait until to put it out after the trial? Would this possibly make the trial take a different direction? Maybe Shannon incriminated herself, because basically what she was saying is that Shannon did incriminate herself, basically. Shannon said she had something to do with it without saying she had something to do with it. Or could this just be a false narrative to spin? Because why now? Why come out now? Mary says she lying. Shannon didn't know her. Okay, maybe they didn't know each other, but they're saying in the comments, Mary, that she got to know Shannon and Marquita after a few drinks. And God knows what else they did that night. Say Kev, she was at the bowling alley with the twins. Okay. Say she should have had a recording in her purse or something. Evidently, she do got some more recordings, because she said she got some more of her saying what she said on and off camera. That's what she said. Say, see, it don't seem like she know them. Of course, she don't know her right there. That was supposed to be the day she met them and did the interview. Okay. Say SD play approaching. She didn't know them. Okay. He said she took them out, basically she paid for the interview, taking them out. If she was able to record the interview, why the fuck is she holding? Exactly. Right. That's why when you play something and they was at the bowling alley laughing. Right. That would explain who put that picture out then. Maybe that picture of Shannon and Marquita smiling like that. Now I'm about to pull that picture up. Hold on. Because maybe it was somebody that she was with that took the picture. Because it was like crazy how it just surfaced, right? Like that picture, like, where did this picture come from? It will make sense that somebody that was there that they knew took the picture and put it out. It would make sense. Talking about Shannon and Marquita spotted out. No, you was with Shannon and Marquita. You took the picture, you put it out. I don't know. I just feel like everybody just another character. Just another damn another agent. Because what is the point? What is the point? Obviously, I do want to hear what she got to say, though. Shit. See if I can find that picture. I got so many pictures in my vault. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I saw the part where she walked up to the car. You say that's just evil holding evidence. Yeah. Right. That's what I was going to say. I feel like everybody playing their role. Yeah. That's what it's giving. Everybody looking for a come up in some type of way. Like, go to the police. If you feel like she has something to do with Isaiah missing, and this is a child that's still missing and possibly unalived, okay? Why wouldn't you go to the police? Why you going to the internet? These motherfuckers just looking for fucking clicks, views, attention, something like that. Like, you're not really helping the situation. And you know this is a very high profile case, so you know exactly what you're doing. Dang, I don't even know if we can see it that good. I should have zoomed it in. Hold up, y'all. They so damn stupid. And they saying, yeah, right here. I'm gonna just share this screen with y'all right here. Let me take that off. Let me just share these. As you can see, that is definitely two females that she is with at bowling. This could possibly be the girl that was recording them in a car. Hold on. Yep. So y'all see. Oh my goodness. All right, Kuwana. I know that could be frustrating. Constantly kicking you off. We're gonna have to come back and talk about this for real. Because I'm gonna get ready to get off here anyway. But I'm gonna go get some more information to see what else going on. Cause It's definitely the same color hair she got in that bowling picture. So what she's saying is definitely giving receipts, believable. I ain't gonna lie. It's definitely giving. Mm-mm.
No. How do you feel now that they're asking or they're blaming you for what's going on? Can we ask you? Are you recording?
I am. You don't want me to record? Okay. And I want you to watch me cut it off. You gonna cut it off?
These some wicked, evil, demonic motherfucking twins, man. They is so fucking wicked. Look at their face. Yeah, you can. I was looking at that. I was looking at the car. That's why I paused it too, because you could see them same two females, her and her, was at the bowling alley for sure. From the back, you can tell it looked like their frame, their body frame, right? It looks like them. It was one that was more chubby and another one a little slimmer. They so fucking. If they did have something to do with it, why are you? Why are you? They are so stupid, bro. Like, I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. This is pure stupidity. Just very. They are stupid, y'all. I gotta go. We gonna leave this off here though. We gonna definitely pick back up. Okay. So I'll be back soon and to continue this investigation and just elaborate and spread the awareness of Naziah. I think more, like we've been saying all these time, right? More and more information, I believe, is going to be coming out. They can't hide. The truth is going to prevail and expose itself. Okay. They think that they're safe and they're not. They think that because though, okay, I don't want to be recorded, I want to do this, I want okay, well, the truth still gonna find its way to shine. And we gonna stand on it, and I'm gonna stand on it and believe that. Okay, so if anybody catch this replay, shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that supported, that stuck around, the ones that kept getting booted out, including myself, and still decided to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to my mods. Okay, shout out to the silent supporters and the members on the channel. Shout out to y'all, and I'll be back, and we'll catch up with this topic because it's getting real hot. Okay. It's the guy hot. Now, this done sparked my interest. So now I'm going to have to go and do my due diligence, child. And I'll be back. All right. Good night, good evening, good morning. And I'll catch y'all later.